You're listening to Ask an Economist from the Conference Board of Canada.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. We had a fantastic question, which is essentially how might technological advances of the past 10 years speed up the pace of the economic recovery? It's important to note that this recession will be very deep. Generally, it will be the most severe since the Great Depression in Canada. That said, that's an unusual trend. What we've seen in recent decades is that recessions have been becoming less severe over time, and the key reason for that is better data. Basically, better data means better decisions, better policies are crafted that are able to address the challenges that the economy are facing more quickly. And certainly the current recession is no different in that regard. We have had a proliferation of real-time data become available in the past decade, everything from help wanted ads to credit card transactions to truck movements. Ultimately, this allows us to understand where the problems are in the economy, craft policies more quickly, and assess whether those policies are working. Beyond data, there are other technological advances that are helpful in terms of the recovery. For example, we've seen a proliferation of digital applications and sensors that allow us to better understand what's going on with inventories and supply chain tracking. Why is this important? If you look back at history, often some of the negative impacts associated with recessions came from the fact that businesses didn't respond quickly enough to downturns in demand. They ran out big inventories and they needed to keep their businesses shut down for longer to work off those inventories. With a more timely response to the slowdown in demand, businesses have not really built up those big backlogs of inventories, and so they will be able to ramp up much more quickly as the economy begins to grow. Another example of a technological advance is really connectivity tools. We don't know the exact number, but roughly a third or more of the workforce is working from home right now. And obviously, that ability to work from remotely in a social distancing environment is mitigating some of the impacts of the recession on the economy. And it would not have been possible without major investments in our network infrastructure over the past decade, so the hardware, if you will, as well as applications that allow us to collaborate virtually. Another big thing that's helping right now are out-of-the-box e-commerce platforms like Shopify or Skip the Dishes, these sorts of things. If you look at some of the sectors that have been most impacted by COVID, things like restaurants and retailers, they have been able to quickly pivot through the use of these platforms to an online offering. So this has helped to reduce the negative impacts on their businesses, whether it's through delivery or through pickup service, these sorts of things. Ultimately, these businesses have been able to at least maintain some of their contact with their customers that they would not have been able to without these off-the-shelf applications. And of course, it will help them grow as the economy recovers, because now that they've developed these applications, it will allow them to continue to connect with their customers through these tools. One last technology I want to make note of is cloud computing. Essentially, this is the ability for businesses to scale when opportunities arise. So, as the economy starts to grow again, as we start to see opportunities, businesses won't have to undertake major new investments necessarily in infrastructure like servers. They won't necessarily have to develop new software to suit whatever their opportunities are. They're much better able to buy off-the-shelf capacity in the form of servers and in the form of software that will allow them to scale quickly to take advantage of any opportunities that are arising. So all that to say, technology has already been mitigating the negative impacts of the COVID crisis on the economy, and we expect that it will continue to do so in the coming months. Thank you.